started to sort of engage us in much more dramatic and sort of gritty, grungy,
absolutely,
sort of like real people casting.
Right. And every show sorry, not to interrupt, but every show you've worked on has been...
as much as you want, please.
Makes it easier on you. Yes. Every show you've cast has pretty much been well received and well viewed.
Yeah.
So that helps you.
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, and I have to sort of credit Danny McBride actually for your face was amazing because nobody can see that. I love it.
Why Danny McBride? That came out of nowhere.
Not for Breaking Bad or dramatic, but for comedy. I mean, I actually started as an assistant in comedy. I was working on Home Improvement and Just Shoot Me and, some other other shows. And so...
Oh, vice principals.
Yes. So after I had a baby...
Congratulations.
Thank you. I mean, it's anybody that has one knows that it's just exhausting and you just don't feel like any version of yourself. So, my husband and I were watching Eastbound and Down and we were obsessed and we were like, oh my God, we feel like normal human beings again, laughing, looking at each other, smiling and not, wanting to pull our hair out. And I just became kind of obsessed with his work and I was like, I'm going to work with that guy one day. And then I saw in the trades that he had a new show coming out and I went for it. I went after it and I made a connection with somebody who I knew from an actor who I knew him. And I just said, look, I don't know if he has somebody he regularly uses. And if he doesn't, I'd love to throw my hat in the ring if he's going to meet people.
Yeah.
And so that's how, and she reached out and I got an email from her saying, read the below. And it was like, yeah, sure. I'd love to meet her. Sounds great. And I started weeping.
Oh, wow.
I started weeping and then I prepped for like 2 weeks straight for this meeting and just kept thinking about it and reading the script. And, I just wanted to go in and just nail it. And I went in and, we had a great meeting. And so he kind of got, me back in the comedy space.
That's amazing. Can that's so cool. I feel like a lot of people on this podcast talk about like people they really admire and stuff. And I'm like, reach out to them. And a lot of people don't. They're timid. And from my experience from doing this podcast, who cares what's the worst that can happen if I reach out to Sherry Thomas and she says, I'm busy, sorry.
Yeah.
There's no bad reason. So I applaud you for seeing something and going after it because that's not easy to do for them.
Well, I think that you have to be respectfully aggressive in this town. And I also feel, not to sound woo-woo, but, I really believe that it's all out there and you don't know unless you ask.
Right.
And so if you'll never know unless you try, you'll never know unless you ask. What's the worst they're going to do is say no. Like all of those cliche, little sayings that we hear. But I just kind of felt like I get that form of comedy and I just had such an, I just thought that's a person I want to be around and work with. And so from there, we then got a meeting with Bill and Alec for Barry. And Bill was a avid fan of Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
So that's actually how, that sort of circled around. Yeah.
I love that. I've been really aggressive too with following up lately. In that vein.
Are you speaking about me?
No. No, you were relatively tame.
5 emails.
Here. You were relatively. You should see.
Really,
what
I feel like it was like a year or 6 months.
It might have been, but you should see some. I'm going after some bigger people right now, and I'm getting pawned off on publicists and assistants, and I'm just getting circle jerked around.
Yeah.
Pardon my language.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, this is never going to happen.
Yeah.
But I'm still trying.
That's good. Keep trying.
What did you say? Respectfully aggressive. That's what I'm trying to go for.